Hello everyone, I am not sponsored by Nestea. Hello everyone, I'm Mitchell Ryan Darcy, and today I'm going to attempt to watch The Dark Tower. Really exciting, because I know the Dark Tower series is a book series. I never actually read it. Book series is done by Stephen King, and a lot of people are like, this is Stephen King's like magnum opus. Really long. It's like several books. I haven't read any of them, so I am going into the movie without knowing anything really about it, except I know there's a Dark Tower, and there's good and evil. That's all I know. It's like every Stephen King thing. In every Stephen King, there's good, there's evil, and darkness, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm also excited for the It remake, but I want to see the original It before I see the newer It. But I've been hearing it's not really good, the Dark Tower movie adaptation. But I'm gonna go in a totally open mind, see what I get. I liked the trailer. I liked the action of the gunslinger and just Idris Elba in general. Like he looks like he totally owns the role. And Matthew McConaughey, I think it looks like he had fun with playing it looks like someone who's eviler than the devil. So or something like that. So I think it's gonna be a fun action film. I don't know if it'll be justice to the hundreds of thousands of pages that the Dark Knight, or not Dark Knight, Dark Tower books are, but I don't know. Is this going to set up more sequels? Probably, judging from the studio system nowadays with the Marvel and DC and everything. Everything needs to be a franchise, so I wouldn't be surprised if this ends with a continuation for more Dark Tower stuff, or I don't know. Or maybe they condensed everything into one movie. I don't know. I never read the books, so I wouldn't know even if after I watched it. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited to see Dark Tower. Going into it very low expectation. I'll probably enjoy it, but I don't know. Like, I was watching a trailer with the ridiculously cool, over-the-top, like, reload with the revolver and all that, and I'm like, if it just has those in the film, I'm like, I'll be happy. It's not in IMAX, it's not in 3D, so it's the most regular feeder version that I'm gonna go see. Stephen King's works, it's great seeing different adaptations and different versions of it done by different studios and different directors and stuff. So I'm always open to that, but I don't know who's directing these ones per se. I don't know why this is sort of going into an It review, because I'm probably not going to see It in theaters. Because I'm having a hard enough time track down the original version. I want to see the original version before I see the newer one. Anyway, so Dark Tower, I'm excited for. Here I go. Time to watch The Dark Tower. The Dark Tower. And my hair might be a bit messy, but it's because my friend picked me up for the movie and he likes driving with the windows down, and I couldn't believe just how much my hair changed just from constant wind. So if I look like crazy, that was because of the movie. I was like, wow, wind. No, it's not. It's driving. Anyways, The Dark Tower was decent, I guess. I enjoyed it for what it was. Because of this movie, I'm now really interested in reading the book series. Even though I don't want to. I do like reading Stephen King. I've read 11/22/63, and I love that book. I really wanted to see the Hulu series. Yes, I really wanted to see 11/22/63, but Still trying to track down a Blu-ray copy of it so I can watch it for myself. Anyways, I read that book. I read The Shining. I read the short story for Shawshank Redemption. I think that's really the only 2 Stephen King books I've read. But anyways, I'm here to talk about The Dark Tower. Let's not get off track here. Idris Elba. I hope I'm saying that name right. Apologize if I butchered. I really enjoyed him as the gunslinger. Even though there wasn't much offered in the terms of character, same thing with Matthew McConaughey with the Man in Black. But they both did a great job, and I really enjoyed seeing them battle against one another. It was really cool. The thing is, I think they managed to kind of pull off The Dark Tower. Like, I haven't read the novels or anything, but it felt like there was some sections where it felt like the low budgetness of the movie sort of, you can kind of tell it was a little more low budget, because the scope of the story, it feels like it should have been more of a total blockbuster, like big studio. I'm trying to think of a good example. Avengers, like Marvel backing type blockbuster, where they would pour lots of money, but they really made it good, considering it felt like it captured the scope of the story with the budget that they did have. Some cool action scenes, stuff like that, but couple, like, very few, but when it did, it was decently cool. It was entertaining to sit through, beginning to end. Nothing I felt was horrible or really bad or anything like that. I just think this movie is another decent addition to Stephen King's library of films that been adapted from his work. Because I'm kind of comparing it to other Stephen King films I've seen. I haven't seen a lot. I've seen Carrie, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, which is not really Stephen King's The Shining. I think I've seen Maximum Overdrive, Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile. I haven't watched a lot of Stephen King movies, and I definitely want to change that, because I want to see it, the original, with Tim Curry, and I want to see Pet Sematary, and I want to see Cujo, and I want to see Firestarter. I'm probably going to watch this year. It was decent. It was good. It was entertaining. I really enjoyed the kid, the technical star of the show. I really enjoyed, like, watching his performance throughout. Because with kids, it's kind of hit and miss acting wise, and I thought he did good. And even though I don't know how true it is to the books, or how many of the books they combined in one movie, or if this was literally just the first book that they adapted, I definitely want to see them continue this. I would love to see where it goes. I don't know if they did a good job of adapting it, but I enjoyed it for what it was. And there was a lot of Stephen King references that I'm not going to say what specifically was referenced. I won't say how it was referenced, but I picked up some things, like I picked up the Shining reference, the It reference. Even though I haven't seen it, I got the reference. Or it's not really a reference, it's more of an Easter egg type cameo, those things that I'm talking about. And I think I picked up on 1408 as well. That's the other Stephen King movie I saw, 1408. Yeah, it's 1408, right? I always get those numbers mixed up. Yeah. I loved 1408. Really enjoyed that one. And it makes me wonder if they fit in a lot more references, but I didn't see them. But those were the three I did see. So it makes me think there's actually more references scattered throughout this film. You know what? If you like Stephen King, check out this adaptation. It's certainly not the worst of the Stephen King adaptations, but certainly not the best of the Stephen King adaptations that have been done. Usually it's like a lot of people complain, it's like, oh, they're adapting that, or they're doing a movie of this or that, and people complain, but it's because of them doing decisions like this that it opens me up to what the original material was. Like, if Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets was never released as a movie or made as a movie, I would have never even heard of the original comic or graphic novel type thing that it was back then. I wouldn't even know that existed if it wasn't for them releasing Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. So it's in some ways it's kind of good that they adapt stuff, but at the same time it's kind of bad because, you know, they might ruin the original material. But I see it as it really tests the water of what you want to instead of reading the first book of the Dark Tower, you could just watch a 1 or 2 hour movie and see if you like it. If you like it, then read the books. Granted, I don't know how true they stay to the books of that, but anyways, before I rant on too long, it's another decent edition. And hey, I think it could have been a much worse movie. So I want to know what you thought of The Dark Tower. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very, very much for watching. I want you to have a nice day or night or whatever time you watch this. Have a nice whatever. Thanks again for watching. Check out my other videos if you want. It's entirely up to you. Subscribe if you want. Like this video if you want. It's entirely up to you. Thanks again.